So, for
Mm.
example, your body tells you, for example, only your body tells you you're hungry. Okay, but then,
Uh,
but then you're not really hungry, but your body's telling you you're hungry because you have just eaten, for example. And then, you will tell yourself, eh, ganito talaga ako eh. This is how I'm built eh. I'm really hungry most of the time. This, you say to yourself, even with the
mm.
knowledge that you have
Uh-huh.
hypertension, you are diabetic, and that you are very unhealthy. So if you see
Mhm.
the person is able to identify to the ego body, the pain body, to the point that the person is justifying why he is victim to the demands of the body. So that's why a lot of people are getting sick because they identify with the demands of their body. They eat for what's not right for them. They
Mm.
you know what I mean. They eat what's not right for them, and they eat so excessively,
Mhm.
di man lang in moderation, but excessively because the ego is so powerful that the higher consciousness is being barred to rise because the ego, but the pain body and our ego bar the rising of our consciousness. But when we are able to detach from our pain body and from the ego, then we see a space between our consciousness and the ego and the pain body. And now the observer becomes the consciousness. The observer now, our consciousness, is able to see the thinker, the thinker,
Mhm.
and is able to see the feeler. The body is the feeler, the mind is the thinker. And so now the consciousness would probably say, uh, no, you're not hungry. Your body is telling you you're hungry. Your body is telling you that you should eat this. But the higher consciousness would tell you, but you're not really supposed to eat it. Or consciousness itself would just say, I am not my body and I'm not my mind. And I'll do what's best for my body because um, that's what the higher soul would want me to do. Are you getting it? Are you getting
I,
yeah, are
yeah,
you
yes,
getting this? Yeah.
yeah. I'm partly getting it. Yeah, yeah.
So there is, you're aware of the I am concept, diba? I am. So a lot of people are playing roles. I am a mother, I am a father, I am
Mhm.
a son, I am a daughter, I am a teacher, I am a boss, I'm a manager, I'm a CEO, etc., etc. But when you strip them of
Mhm.
there being a father or there being a mother or there being a daughter or a brother or a sister
Mhm.
whatsoever or a son, what's left is
Mhm.
the I am. I am is what the consciousness is. I guess what I'm saying is when we're stripped of everything that we identify with,
Mhm.
what's left is the I am, the consciousness. When we are stripped of this body and mind, what's left is our consciousness. It's like I think in the Bible it says that in the Bible it says that when we die, okay, when the pain body is gone, the spirit returns to God. I'm not sure if you're aware of that Bible verse. So the spirit that returns to
Mhm.
God is actually the consciousness itself. So that's what's left. The
Okay.
consciousness. I am is what's left. It's not ever gone. And so
Yes, yeah.
going back to authenticity, when we identify so much with our roles and the roles we play, the roles our ego plays, then we bar the rising of the highest consciousness. And abundance cannot rise until your authentic self is at play. Your authentic self is is what is seen, and that your authentic self is your highest form of self.
Mhm.
Another example of fake it till you make it. I've worked with some clients in the past who would
Mm.
who would bribe government agencies, and they're okay with it,
Oh, okay.
right? Because for them it's faking it till they make it. But then if you
Mhm.
ask them, they don't like what they're doing. It's as if they are violating themselves. They're
Yes.
violating their highest consciousness, their higher self. They don't like it, but they will just go with it anyway because they feel as if they're a victim of the system, and so they would go with it. But then that kind of mentality, fake it until you make it, can only come from a space of fear that there's not enough out there. That's why I need to fake it. Otherwise, I will not make
Mm.
it. And it's coming from a space of fear, the space of lack instead of space of abundance. And if if it's how it goes, then it's not abundance, it's scarcity mentality. And you can be abundant with scarcity mentality, right?
Mhm.
So um and a lot of people are, how do you put it, a lot of people are trapped, or a lot of people feel trapped that they are in that position
Mhm.
because again they're operating based on fear. And a lot is rampant actually. If you
Mhm.
go to different government agencies, it's so rampant, the bribery, so that their papers would be sped up. Okay, the processing of the papers would be sped up, so they would bribe and bribe and bribe, and it is somehow for them natural.
Mhm.
It's like the norm. And when you're the person who tries to break away from the norm, you're the bad
Um,
person
yeah, you're the
because you
weird
don't
one.
have,
You're
yeah,
the bad.
because you don't have pakisama to the people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and,
Mhm.
and, it happens. And again, that is one of the examples of faking it until you make it. You fake it such that you don't listen to your higher self. You
Mhm.
listen to your ego. You make yourself believe that it's okay to do these things because anyway other people are doing it.